It is that time of the year again. I recorded my first knife collection video, I think it was 2013 in May, right at the end of my senior year, and this is the latest collection video from July 2014, so a little bit over a year later, and there's been some changes in the collection. I haven't really gotten rid of anything, but there have been plenty of additions. So let's start from the top. Last year I got this, which is the SOG Voodoo Hawk. This thing is just super cool. It's not so good at wood chopping, but just for destroying things and just hitting things, it's a lot of fun, and it just looks, I don't know, I like the way it looks. We have this sharpened point down here, and then the actual blade is sharpened pretty well from SOG. Then you got that spike on the end. It's really designed to be a breaching tool, but I don't know, it might be more of a gimmicky breaching tool. I don't know if anyone will actually use that for any sort of getting through doors and stuff, although it would work. I've gotten through similar things. This is just I think it's a Coleman camp axe, and this is just what I use for throwing at things. Last year I set up a log in my backyard and I threw this, and it was a lot of fun. It's not the best made. As you can see, the head is coming off this like aluminum or steel tube there, but it's a beater, pretty much, cheap from Walmart. That's the kind of thing I want to throw around. You can throw these around, but they're more expensive, and I just wouldn't, because I don't know, I don't want to break it or mess up the blade hitting something hard or a rock or a wall. Here we have my fixed blades, or some of the fixed blades, the larger fixed blades. I'm probably going to need to set the camera down for this one. On the left here I have my Smith & Wesson throwing knives. These things are huge and very heavy. They're not sharpened on the sides, or the blade part here where there's a little bit of a grind isn't sharpened, but they're pointy enough, and they're weighted well. They have these cuts through the handle to lighten them and for balance, and also I think you can do a paracord wrap. I haven't, I could, but they wouldn't really, I don't think it's fine like this. Although these edges down here are not rounded, so they're pretty sharp. I recommend wearing gloves if you're going to use these. I actually got these as a gift, so I like them. I got really into throwing knives and axes last summer, and haven't really this summer, but it's been super hot and I've been busy with work. There's the Bear Grylls fixed blade. If you're just now watching this video and you haven't seen my last collection video, I recommend going back and watching that first one, because I'm not going to say too much about the knives that I've already shown. Anyway, this is another beater knife. It's been roughed up. I threw this one a little bit, and it does work. The ergos on the handle are pretty good, but it's a half serrated combo edge blade. Steel's not too great, but you know, you get what you get from Gerber. And the cool thing is it does come with a flint and steel in the sheath. I think there's something on the back here too. That is a sharpening stone built in, which is pretty neat. It's a good idea. I've never used it. I have actual stones for sharpening, which I use sometimes. Then you have a whistle and a hammer on the hilt. There. Sorry about the lighting. It was good in here a couple minutes ago, but it changes so quickly. Here's the Seal Pup Elite. This knife has been with me on a lot of adventures. Been down the Grand Canyon, been up backpacking in the Santa Fe Mountains. Or, they're not actually called the Santa Fe Mountains, but they're the mountains that are near Santa Fe. And, of course, this is an excellent knife. I'm sure you've all heard about it. And the sheath is great. Although it seems a little bit looser than it was when I got it. The knife shakes around in there. retention strap necessary. This is the SOG Daggert 2. Really cool bayonet, or not bayonet, dagger. Really a beautiful design. I like it a lot. Not practical at all for anything I'm doing, but when you're into collecting, you can appreciate knives for more than their usefulness. And I'll make a video about that soon, because that's what third tier means. There's 3 tiers of to the meaning of knives, which is how I came up with the name. And I'll get into that in another video to explain the name of the channel. Down here we have the Jackson Hole little souvenir knife. I got this on my we took a vacation up to Wyoming and Montana to see Yellowstone and the Grand Tetons, and this is from Jackson Hole, which is a really cool town, and it's got a moose on it because I like moose. This is the, oh, this is a custom finished Ontario Rat 1, or no, this is the Rat 2. It has custom G10 scales, which are really cool, really well done, and custom fixtures, custom pocket clip, and blade finish, acid stone wash. This is a cool knife, although, I don't know, the Rat 2s are a little bit too small, I think. I don't carry it very much. After that, we have the Kershaw Cryo 1. This is a cool little knife, and it's actually the knife that I've been using at work, because it is small, fast, well made, and it has the deep carry clip, so people don't know, I don't know, customers, because I'm a cashier, don't know I have it unless they're knife people, in which case I'll show it to them. And then, of course, I have the really cool 9mm Luger lock bar stabilizer from Zavman 91. Adds a little bit of a personal touch. I think it adds a lot to the knife. Really like it. And of course, I want to get a lanyard in there, but the lanyard that I have, I can't figure out how to rewrap it. That one's also from Zavman. I think it's over here. Yeah, here it is. This is from Zavman 91 as well. It is a really cool lanyard that I would like to put on a knife, but I don't know how to get it on there, because I can't retie it. I guess I could like loop it through, but then it's not as slick. But yeah, eventually that'll get on something. And of course the SOG Fielder XL and the Fielder. Those are really sharp knives and pretty cheap from SOG. Those were also gifts. Here we have the CRKT M2114 DSFG. This is Carson designed, has the auto locks. A little bit too big to be practical. It doesn't fit in the pocket well. The blade and the serrations are awesome though. I wish that there was a in-between model between the M21 and the M16, because I think the M16 is a little bit too small. I'll bring that one over here. This is the CRKT M16. This is a really good little pocket knife. It's well designed. The flipper works super well. Well, not that time. And overall, it's just a cool, lightweight knife. It's been with me to Florida, road trips, stuff like that. I really like it. But as you can see, the difference between the M16 and the M21 is huge, and I wish there was a medium size, maybe one like that big between the two. I think that would be the perfect EDC length. And yeah, a little bit too big on this, a little bit too small on this, which there wasn't. I wish there was an in-between. Alright, now coming over here, set down the camera. Coming over here, we have the Spydercos and some of the custom handmade ones from France. Sorry for that glare, jeez. These two are custom from France. We got them last time we went on vacation there because I have family there. This one's actually mine. It has an aspen wood handle, all handmade, hand finished. Really cool. It's supposed to show the ascent to Mont Blanc, which is the tallest mountain in Western Europe. Did I say the descent? I meant the ascent. The climb. I don't know. It's really well made. You can see the maker's mark here. Made by a guy named Didier Simon. I think he's Swiss, but he lives in Chamonix, France. We actually got to go inside his little workshop, which is in his garage, which is really cool. You can find him online. Just look up Les Chamonix. Really cool knives. He's a really nice guy. And then this one, it actually isn't mine, but I'll add it to the collection anyway because this is my stepdad's. Same knife, different wood, different finish. Yeah. And then we have the Spyderco Manix. This knife has quickly become one of my favorites. I EDC this most. It's really light. Oh, this is the lightweight version, by the way. Spyderco Manix lightweight. The ergonomics are great. I believe it has a ball bearing system in there, so it's super smooth, super fast to deploy, and the axis type lock thing here. Benchmade is axis though. I don't know what Spyderco calls this one, but it makes it super fast to get open and closed. Pocket clip is great, although this one is a little bit bent. It has gotten caught on things. I've tried to fix it, but I might just need to get a new one from Spyderco. But yeah, this one is really become one of my favorites. Oh, there's me. And I'll do a review on this very soon. I have a lot to say about it, so I just want to get it right. CTS BD1 steel. Really good. Don't want to say too much though. Of course, here's the Spyderco Police from Santa Fe Stoneworks. We have the custom pearl, mother of pearl inlay, and this is a mammoth tooth there on the handle. The other side is just the original steel. Really cool knife. Also, this is. Let's get the light out of here. Glare. This is really just a piece of art. I don't really use it that much, although I have done cutting tests with this fully serrated blade. It goes through cardboard like paper with other knives. Really cool. And this is VG1 steel. Another new addition is the Spyderco Domino. This is a very, very well made knife. We have the carbon fiber checkerboard type scale there. On the other side, titanium scale on this side, with the lock bar is reinforced with stainless steel. It's a flipper design. Again, I'll do a review on this soon, but this is CTS XHP steel. This knife is awesome. Super sharp, super well made. You can see the stamp. Eric Glesser, I think, designed this one. Overall, this is just a beautiful knife. Really cool pocket clip. I don't carry it that much unless I'm feeling fancy, but very useful. It's kind of like a sage. I'll talk more about that in a full review. Moving on down. Here we have the Spyderco Tenacious, custom finished by Zavman91 with the acid stonewash and sharpening job, although the sharpening job is kind of worn off a little bit. But this was one of my favorite knives for a while, and it's still an excellent knife. Super big lanyard hole, well designed, very ergonomic. I highly recommend this knife if you're looking for an entry-level Spyderco. Once you get this knife, you'll see why people love Spyderco so much, and I've really been converted. At first, you know, I thought they were weird, and I was into SOG because they look more tactical and stuff, but Spyderco definitely has the best ergonomics and a lot of the best blades around, in my opinion. Everyone has their own, but a lot of people really appreciate what Spyderco does. They really make a good product, and I highly recommend them. Here we have the SOG Flash 1 assisted opening, or Flash 2 actually. This is a Flash 2 Tonto blade. This is one of my first knives that I got actually in my collection. This is a really good assisted opening knife. The Tonto blade shape is not ideal for EDC, but it is ideal for self-defense if you want to be stabbing things or animals, whatever. Coyotes. I actually carry my, knives a lot for coyotes in the desert, and if one attacks me, I would want to have something like this. Assisted opening gets out fast, and overall it's a really good knife. A little bit small in the handle, I think. Oh, I skipped the CRKT Spew. This is a cool little neck knife. I've kind of stopped using it because I have a different neck knife, which I'll show you. It's over there. But this is a really good neck knife. It's pretty cheap. The steel's kind of soft, but it's easy to sharpen. Very acute Wharncliffe blade. Useful. And these scales are really cool. Yeah, I have a review on this if you want to check it out. My problem with it is that the sheath is not... the sheath's not so great. It got really loose, and I actually had it fall out underneath my shirt once, so I stopped carrying it. But, I mean, all I have to do is get a new sheath for it, and it'll be fine. This is the SOG Aegis in the Digicam finish. This is also a work of art. I don't know if I've done a review on this yet, but I really should. Awesome, awesome blade here. Spear point. Very sharp. This is also AUS 8 steel. The assisted opening is a little bit slower than the Flashes, but that's okay, the blade's a lot bigger. Overall, this knife is really light, very well designed ergonomically, and it's just awesome to look at. The deep carry pocket clip makes it a little bit hard to get out of the pocket, but that is fixed with a small fob or lanyard, which I just slide up underneath the pocket clip. It rests right there in that gap, and I just pull on that to get it out. It works really well. Of course, these both the Flash 2 and the Aegis have these little safeties here, which I don't use, but some people like them. Super cool knife. Below that, this is where things get a little bit silly. This is that Batman knife that everyone's seen online. It's assisted opening, and look at these crazy blades. Actually pretty sharp. I've never used it to cut anything. This was kind of a joke gift from my girlfriend, but yeah. You got that blade over there, and then that blade right there. So your ultimate Batman. And I don't know how you're supposed to hold this at all because the Batman symbol is not ergonomic, but it's just silly and fun, so you know, I keep it around. Really thick too, look at that. And then also, this is another little one, just one of those like gift knives that are shaped as a bullet. My grandma got me this because she knows I like to shoot, and also I like knives, so yeah. Below that we have this Swiss card. The Swiss card is a cool little design from Victorinox. A lot of the tools have fallen out of this one though, except for the scissors, which are actually really good. Victorinox makes really good scissors, and the little knife. I used to carry this in my wallet in school, but I don't really anymore because it's too thick, and my wallet is just too jam-packed full of cash. Makes it real uncomfortable to sit on. Oh, over here we have the, wow, I'm just bumping into everything. Ontario Rat 1. This is an awesome knife, super cheap, AUS 8 steel. It's very built very solidly. It's a little bit heavy and a little bit big, but if you like that kind of knife, if you like a big, substantial, and very well made knife for about $20 to $25, I highly recommend this one. It'll do almost any job you want, and it's very sturdy, nice thick blade. Very good beater knife if you're going to be doing a lot of, you know, hard use type tasks. This is the CRKT Nerktag, which is a cool flipper I got because it's a very interesting design. This is the the lock there, it goes into a little notch in the blade, and then it's only connected by this. So this is basically a spring, and to release the blade, you press up on that, and it rotates down. It is a flipper design, so it flies back up, and then as you're holding the blade and holding it, it's actually making sure that it stays locked. So your hand is kind of like a secondary safety. Just a really cool design. I don't really use it much. It's kind of too big for me to carry my EDC, but I appreciate it because of its design. It's very unique and cool looking too. The blue with the silver on top is a really nice touch. Over here we have the one of my first pocket knives, because I found this one on the street outside. Just someone, I guess, fell out of their car or something, and now it's mine. It's a Schrade X-Timer. These were actually my high school colors, just by coincidence. This kind of blue and then black and silver. It's a cool knife and it served me well for a long time, but not the best quality. It's a little bit loose. The fact though that it's pretty slim and it manages to keep those two blades in there. If I want a serrated blade, I've got one. If I want a regular blade, I've got one. Hollow ground. Although I do have a big criticism about this blade. These serrations are way too extreme. They snag on everything, kind of hard to use. I also have a review of this knife on my channel if you want to go check it out. And coming to the home stretch here, the SOG Micron 2. That just says China. This is a little pocket knife, pretty small, but it has a lockback design. It fits very well in like the little lighter pocket on jeans, but it's super heavy. Like, it's almost as heavy as my Mannix, but it is useful for like opening letters and cutting small things like tags and stuff. Sometimes I do carry this, but most of the time I have a Zippo in that pocket, and I have an actual EDC blade in my pocket. But still cool. I actually have a friend who keeps these on his, or used to keep them on his keys, and I was like, my god, dude, it's so heavy. Your keys probably weigh like a pound. This is my very first knife ever. I got it in France the first time I went there. It's been through a lot of stuff. It's been to Wyoming, it's been camping, it's been backpacking, all sorts of things, hiking. I forget which model it is, but it's got this blade, the large blade, it has a smaller blade, and it has the can opener, the bottle opener, the saw here, a corkscrew, which I never use. It's actually kind of not a very great corkscrew, and then like a little leather punch or something there with a lanyard on it. This knife just has a lot of memories with me, so I try to keep it around. I'm probably never going to get rid of that one. And then I'll save this one for last. I keep on my main keys for school a little Spyderco Honeybee, and it is the cutest knife ever. It's a little bit dirty right now, but actually really well made, great quality little little knife here. The blade's actually really sharp because it's so thin. It'll do all the tasks that I say I use this one for: cutting tags off, cutting little packages open, snacks, stuff like that. That's why I keep it on my keys. Plus, it's totally non-threatening. Take it out in class or something. Then keep it next to my Glock keychain, which I probably would have gotten in trouble for in high school if I had gone to the right high school or made a deal about it, but never did. And then, of course, keys and my giant thing. So yeah. And then the last knife, and this is the most recent addition to the collection, is the Browse Blades Silent Soldier Hawk. SS Hawk. This knife is awesome. It's a neck knife. These are made by Jason Browse himself, and I got it on the Labor Day sale, I think, so it was like $75 instead of like $120 or something, so I took the opportunity. Overall, these things are just super well designed. The ergonomics are great. The jimping is great. The blade design is great. It is a high carbon D2 tool steel, so you do have to take care of it. I live in the desert though, so I really don't have any problems with rust or corrosion. The sheath is great too. It's a custom-made Kydex sheath. Really positive. Click in there, and I wear it around my neck. The only thing I have against this knife is basically the sheath. I can't orient it to sit inside my waistband. I want it to be in my waistband on my right side or right front appendix carry, but I can't do that with this sheath, so I'll need to get something custom. And yeah, that's pretty much it. This really is a work of art, and plus Jason Browse has great service. He responds to you personally when you order from him, and literally his workshop is like in a garage. Everything is there. It's really just him and I guess some other, maybe a couple other people, but the stuff that he does and the following that he has is great. He really does make some great products. Check him out if you haven't already. As for practicality, this thing is not completely impractical. The Hawkbill blade is really good for getting into packages, stuff like that, and of course it's good for self-defense if it ever came to that. I try to carry this as much as I can. Some days I do forget though. Yeah, overall I'm super happy with it, but it is the last knife that I've purchased. I will probably try to get more. I really want some more Spydercos. But yeah, that's the state of my collection as of July 2014. Just thought I'd keep you guys updated. I know my first knife collection video is one of my most popular videos on the YouTube channel, and I really appreciate your guys' support. You know, without you people, without you guys watching the channel and contributing and commenting, I wouldn't have been able to get the Kershaw Cryo or the Spyderco Manix, which is one of my favorites. I was able to afford both of those solely from revenue made from the YouTube channel. So if you guys want to see me add more to this collection, maybe get a few more knives in here for 2015, I would really, really appreciate it. Of course, all the help is really appreciated, like I said, and you know, it's starting, I want it to be self-sufficient. Like I said, two of my really most favorite knives are directly from you guys. So thank you all very much. Thank you for watching, and if you want to, subscribe and leave a comment if you have any questions, or just say hi and like the video. Alright, thanks guys.